Welcome, everyone. This is Q&A with Qlik. Today's topic is new to Qlik Cloud. Just want to introduce myself. My name's Troy Rainey. I work putting together videos and webinars like this one. We've got an excellent panel for you today. Anita, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thanks, Troy. Hi, all. I'm Anita Knox, and I've been at Qlik for almost 10 years. I work in custom application training, which enables customers in Qlik Analytics using their apps, their data, their branding, and we enable you in a very easy to learn environment that your team can understand.
That's great. Shashi, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Shashi Hola. I've been with Qlik for more than 3 years now. I work as a principal support engineer. If you have opened any support case on data integration, you would have worked with me. So I'm also a subject matter owner in data integration and also the cloud platform. Yeah, that's about me.
Fantastic. And Tony?
Hi, my name is Tony Sun. I'm a technical support engineer. I came from the Talend team, so I've been with Talend Qlik for 3 years, and I handle cases from our customers and try and reproduce problems, troubleshoot, and find documentation to help you find solutions.
Fantastic. Vinay?
Hey, hello everyone. My name is Vinay, and I've been with Qlik for 5 years now, and I work with the Qlik Cloud Analytics side, the cases in internal queries, and I've mostly worked with you. If you have any used to work with on the Qlik Cloud product, you'd have met with me or have interaction because I was part of our customer support team and the pilot team that started the Qlik Cloud. So, all right, that's it about me.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for being here. Now, when you registered, you had an opportunity to submit a question ahead of time, and we got a few of those already. So we'll start with the first question. We currently place many of our Qlik Replicate servers close to the source system to avoid performance issues. The source and target systems are in the AWS or Azure or on-premise. In case we would use Replicate in Qlik Cloud, how to manage performance or how to handle big data transfers between the clouds. Shashi, did you want to address that one?
Yeah. So the concept remains the same. We always recommend source to be close to the cloud environment. In Qlik Cloud data integration, we call it as Qlik Talend Cloud data integration. So it's the same. So if you're retrieving the data from the on-prem RDBMS source like Oracle or SQL Server, so we always recommend installing the data movement gateway, the Linux environment replicate engine that we provide to be closer to the source. So if your database in AWS Cloud, then your gateway should be installed in AWS Cloud. That remains the same, hasn't changed.
That's great. And I see there's an answer here to a similar question with some solutions. I'll just share this link. Great, thank you. Next question. What are some differences between Qlik Cloud and Power BI? Tony, did you want to take that one?
Sure. So Qlik's interface is more dynamic than Power BI. It allows the same content to be viewed on different screen sizes like desktop or mobile without having to build different versions like you have to do in Power BI. Qlik supports a full range of augmented analytics. So Insight Advisor is an AI assistant that supports automated insight generation. You can use natural language and it provides AI assistance.
Yeah, that's a good place to start. And I've shared this link with some guides and additional information about that comparison as well. So it's nice to have some documentation. I like that. Fantastic. Thank you. Next question. Please also cover how to set up a direct access data connection. All right.
I can take that. So detailed troubleshooting or installation, we already have performed in same troubleshooting and the installation guide. It is available on our community. Maybe Troy can share that link. We had a session for direct access gateway and the queries on that, troubleshooting and installations. I can share that link. And generally what is required is that couple of things to keep in mind is that you need a Windows server. It doesn't currently support Linux. We've had a lot of requests that customer wanting to install that in Linux servers. Currently, that is not yet available for the direct access gateway. That is only available for the data movement gateway. And another thing to keep in mind is that you don't have to install this in us, actual data source. If you have a data source, you should not be installing it on the same server to avoid resource conflicts. So you need to make sure that it is within the same server, but it should be available within the faster communication. It should be nearer to the actual data source. And we do have the actual installation steps and the video guide for the installations that I'll be sharing it here in the chat.
Great.
But yeah, if you have any certain queries or exact queries on the installation, or if you are any stuck in any of the processes, you could let me know in the chat, or if you could just raise a case with the support, and we'll be able to help you out and jump on a call.
Yeah, great. Thank you. And here, thank you for bringing this up. This is Techspert talk that we did on this, where we demonstrated a lot of best practices and exactly how that direct access data gateway works.
Yeah.
And an additional video. Fantastic. Okay, next question. Does Qlik Enterprise SaaS have access to any Talend data integration services? Tony, since you're from Talend, do you want to take that one?
Yes, I can take this. So currently we have the Talend data pipeline integrated, and we don't have everything integrated over from Talend yet. Talend does provide a huge assortment of products, and I myself focus on one product, ESB, and then the studio is where customers can design jobs and routes. There's also the cloud portion or on-prem. So for now, we just have the data pipeline. I'm sure more will come soon.
Great, thanks. Next question. How to identify production space apps are reloaded successfully or not? Or another way of phrasing that, how to monitor the scheduled automations in Qlik Cloud like it is in Qlik Sense QMC tasks?
Yeah, so I can take that. So one option that we provide is the reload analyzer. And if you are not comfortable, or if that doesn't give you more information when the reload actually fails, what you can do is you can set up an automation where it kind of monitors for the reload failures and send you an email on Teams or Slack or any of the emails, SMTP servers that we support. And you could simply set up a notification to, trigger whenever there's a reload failure in any of your production apps, so that you don't have to keep monitoring whether it failed or not, where your app reloads are very important, and it's not basically possible to manually go and check whenever there are reload schedules. So we do have some automations for the notifications where you can simply set up, and it can simply monitor the reload status, whether it failed or any of the current status ongoing. If it is, you can monitor if the reload is ongoing for suppose say if the reload is supposed to be completed in the 10 minutes, and you can set up a value where it says if the reload is taking more than 10 minutes or 1 hour instead of 10 minutes, you can set up a notification where you get the notification on your Teams or Slack saying that this app is still reloading. Ideally, it's supposed to finish. So you can go in and check what is the status and what is happening. So automation is the best way, I would say, if you want to get a notification of the reload tasks.
Yeah, that's a very powerful tool, and I love all the notification options with that as well. So I totally agree.
Yeah.
Thank you. over to the Q&A tool. The next question, any update on the Data Gateway update that was supposed to be out in November?
Yeah. So ideally, it was supposed to be released in the last week of November, but due to some internal testing and there was a small conflict with the driver version, so it is currently, it is still a work in progress. As far as I know, or the update that I have received from the R&D, it should be released, within a couple of weeks. But yeah, I cannot, really say the exact date at this time. So I would
Okay.
still say it's in the, it might take a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I know they're trying to get that as soon as they can.
Yeah,
To feel comfortable about it, but making sure everything is tested and working.
exactly. Yeah.
Great, thanks. Uh, kind of a similar question. When will Qlik Answers be available in Qlik Cloud? Who wants to take that one? Or even just to talk about what Qlik Answers is, because it's relatively new.
Yeah.
So this is a press release that came out in July introducing it. And here's some documentation all about it. It should have been available for a while now. So it's a great tool where you can load unstructured data into a AI-based assistant, which is very different from normal structured data, but unstructured data sources like HTML, Word docs, text files, PDFs, and the AI will pull that data and be able to answer questions against it. So it's a really cool, powerful AI tool. And if you don't see it in your Qlik Cloud tenant, maybe you need to talk to your account manager and see why that's not available for you. It should be something that you should have access to. Am I wrong? Expert panel?
You would need a license to use Qlik Answers. It's not
Right.
available with all the subscription models. It's additional. You'll have to pay for it additionally. It is
Thank you.
not inbuilt with your Qlik Cloud subscription.
So it's not, yeah, free for everybody, but it is a very powerful tool. And just reach out to your account manager and see if we can get that turned on for you.
Yeah, they can turn it on for 30 days if you reach out to your account manager for a trial basis,
Ah,
so
very
that you
cool.
can see the features.
Nice. All right. And one of the last pre-submitted questions, is there a way to use QBS files when using cloud? Great question. Vinay, you want to take that one?
Yeah. So basically, you can use the QVS files. Basically, you can upload or use ClickView files in Qlik Cloud, but there are certain limitations on how you can use them. I can share the links. But mostly what you can do is you can't make any edits or, on those files. It is basically only for the consumption part. So, same as your ClickView apps. When you upload them, it is basically for the consumption. You can't make any changes or you can simply add bookmarks to your apps, but nothing else, or no changes to your data or the scripts. It is only for the end user consumption to make the app available in Qlik Cloud. But yeah.
Okay. And I'll share this link to the documentation. Great, thank you. All right, next question. Couple here regarding Qlik application automation. Is it possible to iterate through Qlik Drive folders with Qlik application automation? Or I don't know. I know you can load from Qlik Drive folders.
I think that was Google Drive folders.
Thank you. Google Drive folders.
You can actually connect to Google Cloud Storage and Google Sheets in there. So
Yeah. So I
No,
would say,
it
yeah,
is
go
not.
ahead.
I don't think it's possible to go through the folders once you connect to a certain, open a certain file. can go through certain sheets inside the same file, but you can't iterate through certain folders in a single block. You'll have to create multiple apps to connect to a different folders. So basically, when you create a folder, Google Drive connector, it is connected to a certain folder. If you want to change that folder, you need to create another block and add a different folder over there.
Okay. And a follow-up to that, is it possible to read the data from QVD files? Is there any automation block for that?
No, as far as I know, you can't read from a QVD files. You can,
With Qlik application automation?
yeah, you can open the files and load it into an application, but I'm not sure of any usage of QVDs in the Qlik automations. I might have to check, but yeah, as
You
far as
can
I know,
collect, you can connect like through Qlik Talend data integration, but a specific file I don't think you can do, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, but speaking specifically about automation, there are some limitations there. But you can certainly load data from QVD files normally, just to be clear. All right. Next question. When will it be possible to upload files with Qlik Data Gateway instead of Qlik Data Transfer?
yeah, from what I have heard, it is on the roadmap because we are closing Qlik Data Transfer in coming May. The tool will not be no longer available. So I am hoping that it will be added before the, in the upcoming releases before May. I'm not really sure on which iterations it will be covered or, on those details, but what I've heard it is going to be available, moved because it is one of the major functionality that are used by the clients on Qlik Data Transfer to connect to the local folders. The functionality will not be the exactly the same, but it should be able to, load from the local files.
We can't Qlik Data Gateway already load and well, not load, but connect to local files? Isn't that the point of Qlik Data Gateway? Direct
No,
access, I
no,
guess I'm talking
it
about.
connects to the local data, local DBs, not the for your
Ah,
network
right.
files or the folders. It still can't connect it.
I was
Our
confused.
customers use Qlik Data Transfer.
All right, thank you. Okay, next question. We like the new pivot table object in Qlik Cloud. Me too. However, the current limitation of not being able to rearrange the dimensions reduces its functionality with our use case. Could you provide any updates or a timeline on when this feature will be available? But we don't have any product managers on the call with us today, but that question, I believe, came up in our recent Q&A with Qlik app development. We had one of our lead product designers on there, and I'd have to go back and check what he said. But here we go. In this session, if you go through here and find the chapter where we talked about that, you can find the link, zip right to that section of the Q&A session, and the answers there for you. But I believe it was on the roadmap and that they were working on it, but we didn't have any specific date. If you guys haven't heard anything new to update that, okay. Well, I will provide the link to this YouTube file and you can take a look at those questions we had in our previous session. All right. If you have any further questions, these are great questions, by the way. Go ahead and submit them. We're rounding out what's already been submitted. Next question. This one came in the chat. Could you recommend any programming language to using API engine and connect to the tenant to connect to any apps, extract data about objects, extensions, etc.? So API language. You know, There's a tool available to everybody called Qlik CLI, if you're not familiar with it. Our previous Techspert talk was talking all about that. It's basically using command line, and you have to install a little bit ahead of time, but it's available for everybody from a download site, if not the Qlik dev site. I'll just put this as a resource as one option. Does anybody else want to add to that answer? No?
No.
All right. Well, this is a fantastic tool for those of you who like using tools like this, like managing things via command prompts. And one of our principal tech support engineers included a document with a lot of commands for basically managing your tenant remotely entirely without using the user interface. So it's a great, pretty powerful tool if you like that. And there are a lot of use cases for doing so. Okay, next question. Is it possible to connect to Qlik Cloud with an OpenAI serverless service placed in Azure Cloud? That's similar. I don't know any details about that specifically.
Yeah, I was reading some documentation and I found this. So yeah, as per our user guide, yes, it is possible, but we have to read through that and yeah, set it up accordingly.
Okay. So some limitations, but there's some documentation here and Azure OpenAI service, I guess would be the direct answer. Great. Thank you. Okay, next question. Is it possible to give end users the ability to reload apps from the Cloud Hub without giving them developer level rights, as can be done currently using manage reload tasks in the client managed version?
No, it is not currently yet possible. Instead, like if you have any, buttons within your sheets where users wants to get like latest data, you can use the automations to create a button where in the back end, the automation runs the partial or a full reload app and, reload of your particular app and gets the latest information onto the sheets. Yeah, if you don't want users to have the developer level, like access on the app, so it's only through automations as of today and usage of the buttons.
But that's a great tip. There's a lot of possibilities with application automation and buttons you can create to engage things. I've seen users use buttons to quickly transfer to other apps within the same
Yeah.
space that have a similar data set, but you don't want to have everything in one app. It's a lot of cool stuff you can do. Thanks. Next question. Is there an extension we can use to tag data in QVD files and track this clearly? That's a good question. So kind of adding some metadata to the existing data to help track the files that are being used, I guess. It's a lot of power that you could do that. I don't know. I'm looking at you, Shashi and Tony.
Now QVD, I have not worked much on that, so I'm not sure.
All right. Well, I guess it's a good opportunity to bring up ideation. So on Qlik Community, you can get to hear from support, ideation, browse, and suggest. This is a space on Qlik Community where you can submit ideas for product improvement or feature requests, and you can see what other people have submitted and just upvote them. And our product management team takes a close look at this and loves customer feedback and tries to get all of these feature requests that have a lot of votes included into the product. So I definitely recommend going here and suggesting that because that's a good idea. So here's a link to ideation on Qlik Community. And while I'm here, also on Qlik Community, it's a great resource. Here's where you can find under events and webinars, Techspert events, you can find the recordings of this Q&A with Qlik session under the past event tab. I'll be posting this later, the recording of this session later this week, and you can find recordings of previous sessions here. And subscribe to the space so you see when new events are available. So please bookmark that. And we got a new question that just came in. We want to add notes or comments to a specific cells in the pivot table or straight table, similar to how it's done in Google Sheets. Is this functionality available in Qlik, or are there any workarounds? Okay, so looking at a pivot table or a straight table, and they want to add comments to it. That's a good question. Now, I know you can add notes in to the sheet. I don't know if you can add them to specific cells.
Yeah, I mean notes are for particular sheet,
Yeah,
not
is it just
to
sheet based?
yeah. It
Okay.
is not on a single cell level.
But notes and bookmarks, those are two very popular collaborative tools. You can create stories and send images and share with colleagues, but notes on a specific cell we don't have yet. So that's another good option to request on ideation. Okay. Next question, and this is about a specific error, so I'll do my best. Application analyzer error message. Data has not been loaded. Please correct the error and try loading again. So the following error occurred. I'm not going to read the whole error, but it ends up being an engine error code, etc. Occurred at a specific second timeout, it looks like.
I would say open a support case. You might have to investigate this internally, so it is hard to speculate what happened or
Yeah. Yeah, that's very specific, but on Qlik Community, you could go to support, manage cases. This is an opportunity where you can search through existing knowledge and solution articles and open up a chat and perhaps talk to a support agent or submit a case yourself. So you can find the link to the customer portal through Qlik Community and submit your support cases here to see if you can get some more specific answers to that. But, if you're just trying to get some help, you should also take advantage of the forums on Qlik Community. Here, these are all sorted by topic. So you could go to the analytics side, new to Qlik Analytics, or connectivity, anything that's specific to the question you have. And there are over 200,000 users and employees active on Qlik Community, so it's a good way to get some feedback quickly. All right. Next question. Is Calibra platform compatible with Qlik to use as a data catalog or data governance database? I'm not familiar with that one. That's a source. Does anybody know that one?
No.
No.
All right, so I apologize. We don't have any detailed answer to that question, but that might be, I just mentioned it, but it might be a good opportunity to throw that out there on the forums and see if you get a better response. There's no other questions currently submitted, so I will thank our excellent panel for attending. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and the wonderful questions. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.